Once upon a time, in the faraway kingdom of rains, the sky was never clear. It poured endlessly, day and night. This kingdom wasn't made of gold or silver, it was made of an endless chain of debts, spreading into every household because of the king's greed. The king sat in his palace, hoarding treasures, while the people burned in the fire of hunger and poverty. Farmers' crops dried up, fishermen's nets came back empty, and children's laughter had vanished. The streets were muddy, the houses broken down, and people walked with bowed heads like living corpses. Could there be any ray of hope in such times? Let us listen to the story of Amrian, a small spark of light in this kingdom. Amrian was not a princess. She was just a simple girl with long hair and eyes that carried the shine of dreams. She lived by the sea, at the edge of the kingdom, where she used her father's old boat to catch fish. But misfortunes soon caught her too. One day, a storm struck and destroyed her boat. Debts fell upon her, her father's medicine, the rent of the house, everything. Amrian sold all her gold, even lost her lucky dice and was left alone. At night, when raindrops drummed on the roof, she whispered, "Oh God, if only there was a way to win everything back, my boat, my home, and my lost smile. A straight and honest path, without deception." Her voice carried pain, but also courage, for girls like Amrian do not give up. One stormy evening, as thunder rumbled and lightning flashed across the sky, Amrian sat shivering beneath a leaking wooden bridge. Her clothes were soaked, and her stomach empty. The air smelled of salt and wet earth, and a heavy mist veiled the world. Suddenly, through the fog, a shadow appeared, slithering like a snake. It was a masked stranger, tall, wearing a cloak that seemed woven from magical threads. In his hand he held a golden card. The card was black as midnight, glowing with 3 symbols: a circle, a triangle, and a square shining like stars etched in the dark. His voice was like the hiss of chains, deep and eerie. "Daughter, do you wish to change your fate? Do you desire a treasure vast enough to buy the whole sea? Join the Squidden Spell. These may look like children's games, but the winner's life will be transformed." Amrian's weary eyes suddenly lit up like lanterns. A fire of hope ignited in her heart. "If this is my last chance, why not play? What more do I have to lose?" She took the card in her hand, and it burned like a blazing coal. A thick swirl of smoke wrapped around her, and as her eyes closed, she was carried into another world. A hidden island where the air was sweet, like sugar mixed with secrets. The sky was blue, but striped with candy-colored towers that reached the clouds. The grass glowed with magical flowers, and faraway mountains shimmered with rainbow birds. But behind the beauty lay danger. There 456 poor souls were gathered: thieves, beggars, farmers, and broken dreamers, all dressed in green robes, each marked with glowing numbers. Amrian glanced at hers. 067. Among them she noticed another woman, Luna. A clever widow with lines of hardship on her face, yet fire in her eyes. Luna clasped Amrian's hand and whispered, "Sister, this place may look sweet, but it's poisoned. Let's play together and share every secret. For the sake of my children, I cannot lose." Amrian smiled and nodded. She was no longer alone. Then came the announcement. The first game begins. Red light, green light. Out stepped a giant doll, 10 times Amrian's height, dressed in orange. Its wooden neck creaked as it turned, and in a shrill, cracking voice, it sang, "Red light. Green light." Players ran forward, laughing nervously, as if it were just childhood play. Amrian and Luna ran side by side, hearts pounding. But when the doll screamed red light, a boy failed to stop suddenly. Thorny vines wrapped around him, dragging him into the earth until he vanished. Terror spread like wildfire. A baker trembled, moved an inch, and was pierced by a massive skewer. A thief stumbled, only to be strangled by vines, blood raining down. Amrian froze, drenched in sweat, until Luna squeezed her hand. "Hold still, sister. Don't breathe." By dawn, half the players were gone. Survivors whispered in fear. These games are for the rich. They watch us from glass towers, betting on our blood. Luna leaned in and told Amrian, I've heard their cards hold the power. Break them, and this deadly spell will shatter. The second game was the Dalgona Waltz, a grand hall filled with delicate honeycombs shapes of circles, triangles, and umbrellas carved into sweet, fragile candy. With trembling hands, each player had to cut their shape. One wrong move meant death. Amrine's hands shook, but she whispered, This is for my father. This is for my freedom. Slowly, like a poet drawing with ink, she carved the umbrella perfectly, but Luna slipped while cutting her triangle. Suddenly, the mirror before her cracked open, and her reflection turned into a beast. It pulled her in, and Luna's final scream rang in Amrine's ears. Sister! Survive! Amrine's eyes filled with tears. Her heart broke. She was alone again, but she held on to Luna's last words. The games grew crueler. The third game, Tug of War, played over a pit of boiling tar. Losers plunged into fire. Amrine pulled with every fiber of her strength. She won, but friends fell screaming into the flames. The fourth game, a gamble of marbles, where each player had to surrender their dearest memory. Amrine lost her mother's memory. Her mother's voice sang, Amrian, you are my fairy. Her heart grew heavy, but she moved on. The fifth game. A glass bridge, some panels strong, others fragile. A wrong step meant shattering into the abyss of eternal screams. Step by step, with Luna's memory as her courage, Amrine crossed at last. Only Amrian remained. She entered a grand hall, walls glowing with golden paintings. There sat the elites, their faces hidden behind animal masks. When they removed them, their faces were pale and lifeless, smiles sharp as wolves, eyes burning with greed. Their leader clapped and said, Bravo, child! Child! You have won! The treasure is yours, golden coins flowing like a volcano. The coins spilled, glittering. But Amrian remembered Luna's whisper. She saw the truth. This treasure was built from the blood of the poor, the laughter of the rich at others' suffering. Fury surged within her. She pulled out the golden card and broke it. The spell shattered. The towers crumbled to dust. The elites screamed and scattered into the shadows. The island sank, swallowed by the sea. Amrian was swept into the waves, but the ocean threw her back to the shore. Soaked, penniless, but free. And for the first time, the rain stopped. The sun broke through the clouds. From that day, Amrian wandered through the villages, telling everyone, Listen, brothers and sisters. Beware the Squidden Spell. Sweet prizes hide the sharpest thorns. The rich trick the poor into games, laughing at their pain. Real wealth is not in gold, but in the courage to break deceit, and in the memories of those we love. The people listened, and the kingdom began to change. Unity bloomed, and chains of debt broke one by one. And remember this, if ever, on a rainy night, a masked stranger offers you a golden card run. For the real beasts do not wear masks. They wear crowns.